Imagine a place where sky blue domes shimmer under the desert sun, where ancient cities whisper stories from the heart of the Silk Road, and where timeless beauty meets forgotten history. What if one of the world's most fascinating countries was one you've never even heard about? Welcome to Uzbekistan, a land full of surprises, secrets, and stunning contrasts waiting to be uncovered. Curious yet? Then don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more eye-opening travel adventures, and stay with us till the end, because fact number 15 might just leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Central Asia. Number 15. The double landlocked country. Uzbekistan isn't just landlocked, it's double landlocked, one of only 2 countries in the entire world with this geographical rarity alongside Liechtenstein. What does that mean? Not only does Uzbekistan have no access to the sea, but all 5 of its neighbors, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan, are also landlocked. This geographic isolation hasn't held the country back. Spanning around 173,000 square miles, about the same size as California, Uzbekistan is Central Asia's 3rd largest country and the beating heart of the region's cultural, historical, and economic identity. With a population exceeding 35 million, over 80% of whom are ethnic Uzbeks, it's also the most populous nation in Central Asia. But numbers don't tell the full story. This country blends ancient heritage with surprising modern achievements. Despite its harsh climate, with summer temperatures peaking at 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, and winters that can plunge below -4 degrees Fahrenheit, -20 degrees Celsius, Uzbekistan maintains an astonishing 99% literacy rate, rivaling many of the world's most advanced nations. Its education system is robust, and the youth are tech-savvy, bilingual, and increasingly connected to the global economy. Uzbek is the official language, but Russian remains widely used, especially in business and academia. And the sunshine? It's plentiful, up to 265 days a year, giving the country a glowing, golden hue that nurtures everything from cotton fields to some of the world's sweetest melons, grown in nutrient-rich soil hardened by the desert sun. But perhaps Uzbekistan's most remarkable feature is its historical role as a crossroads of civilizations. Once a bustling core of the Silk Road, it was the meeting point for traders, scholars, astronomers, and explorers from Europe, Persia, and China. Today, you can still walk through the legendary cities of Samarkand, Bukhara, and Tashkent, where blue-tiled mosques, majestic madrasas, and ancient caravanserais whisper the secrets of centuries gone by. Sing number 14, a land quietly harboring a desire for independence. In the vast northwestern corner of Uzbekistan lies Karakalpakstan, a name that sounds like a country, and in many ways, it almost was. This autonomous republic spans nearly 40% of Uzbekistan's entire land area, but is home to only around 2 million people. It's a place of quiet struggle, enduring traditions, and simmering discontent. While officially recognized as a region within Uzbekistan by the United Nations and every country in the world, Karakalpakstan had, until recently, a constitutional clause that allowed its people to call a referendum for independence. But in 2022, that clause was abruptly removed by the central government, igniting widespread protests and exposing the underlying tension between the region's desire for autonomy and the state's push for control. The Karakalpak people have their own Turkic language, their own parliament, their own cultural identity, and an enduring connection to the land. Their lifestyle centers on fishing, herding, and hand embroidery, passed down through generations. Their homes are traditional yurts and dome dwellings, and their clothing tells stories through its vibrant, geometric patterns. The capital, Nukus, houses one of the world's most unexpected cultural gems, the Savitsky Art Museum, which contains over 80,000 works. Many of them forbidden Soviet avant-garde masterpieces smuggled in and preserved during times of censorship. But life here is tough. There are few tall buildings, minimal industry, and limited resources. Climate challenges, especially the devastating desiccation of the Aral Sea, have made agriculture and daily life more difficult than ever. Many residents leave the region to find work in other parts of Uzbekistan or even abroad. And yet, for those who remain, the yearning for self-determination persists. What does it mean to belong to a place so distinct, yet constantly under pressure to conform? Is autonomy a dream worth holding on to, or a risk in today's volatile geopolitical landscape? Number 13. Are women really treated as second-class citizens in Uzbekistan? For years, Uzbekistan has battled a reputation for being a strict, conservative Muslim country, where women are hidden behind veils and live in the shadow of men. But take a stroll through Tashkent on a scorching summer day. when the temperature hits 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and you'll see a reality that shatters that stereotype. Women walk the streets confidently in skirts, jeans, tied shirts, and breezy tops, not unlike what you'd find in Milan or Los Angeles. Traditional Uzbek garments like richly embroidered dresses or headscarves are usually reserved for weddings and religious events, not daily life. In the country's urban centers, women are not just visible, they're leading. They run successful businesses, lecture at universities, anchor news programs, and hold seats of power in government and politics, even managing all male teams. Public transportation also paints a unique picture. Men still offer their seats or help women with bags, not as a statement of inequality, but as an inherited cultural norm of courtesy. Statistically speaking, 17.5% of Uzbekistan's politicians are women, ranking third among former Soviet republics, only behind Belarus and Latvia, and notably higher than Russia, which sits at 9.8%. These social strides have opened the door for many Uzbek women to date and even marry foreigners. While the dating scene is becoming more open, the legal and cultural steps to marriage remain complex. Modern, yet rooted in tradition, Uzbekistan is rewriting the narrative, one strong woman at a time. Number 12. Tightrope walking, Uzbekistan's gravity-defying tradition. Balancing on a rope suspended high above the ground might sound like a circus stunt, but in Uzbekistan, it's a treasured national art form known as darbaz. Deeply embedded in the country's cultural DNA, darbaz isn't just a performance, it's a legacy passed down through generations. You'll find tightrope walkers stealing the spotlight at major events like Navruz, the Persian New Year, Independence Day, and vibrant village festivals, where crowds cheer and drummers beat in rhythm with every step. What's astonishing is the scale. Some ropes are strung as high as 160 feet, about 50 meters, above ground, often between buildings or stages. The performers, clad in flowing white, embroidered outfits and soft-soled shoes, move with almost otherworldly grace, as if floating above the earth. It takes nerves of steel and years of training to become a darbaz artist, and in some Uzbek families, this art has been a way of life for centuries. Unlike trends that vanish with time, this form of entertainment continues to mesmerize both locals and tourists alike. Number 11. Is polygamy really a thing in Uzbekistan? Contrary to some assumptions, Uzbekistan officially outlaws polygamy. According to national law, a man living with more than one wife, whether married through tradition or not, can face administrative fines or even criminal prosecution. In modern urban centers like Tashkent or Samarkand, the majority of Uzbeks firmly reject the idea. But beneath the surface lies a more nuanced reality. While 90% of Uzbekistan's population is Muslim, and the Quran permits up to 4 wives, if a man can treat them equally and provide for each, the state draws a sharp legal boundary. Despite this, many men still engage in traditional, religious-only marriage ceremonies for second or third wives, often conducted in private, witnessed by family and a local imam, without any government registration. These marriages carry no legal standing, leaving women without rights to inheritance, pensions, or property. This vulnerability leads many, particularly older, divorced, or widowed women, to accept such unions for financial stability or social acceptance in a culture that holds marriage in high regard. The situation paints a stark contrast between religious tradition and modern law, raising questions about women's protection and personal freedom in today's Uzbekistan. Number 10. Tashkent by night. If you think Uzbekistan goes to sleep after sundown, then you've clearly never walked through the heart of Tashkent at night. While the capital's daytime calm gives off a modest charm, its nightlife tells a completely different story, one full of rhythm, color, and modern flair. As evening falls, the city transforms into a glowing canvas of movement and music. Streets once quiet now buzz with rows of white Chevrolets, cruising past neon-lit cafes, rooftop lounges, and clubs where traditional Central Asian melodies are layered over pulsing electronic beats. From romantic Eastern European-style pubs with live acoustic sets to trendy bars offering panoramic views of the iconic TV tower, Tashkent caters to every kind of night owl. Many venues stay open until 3 or even 4 a.m., and 24-hour cafes serve as cozy sanctuaries for students, digital nomads, and insomniac dreamers soaking in the city's electric vibe. In a refreshing twist, women here dress confidently and go out freely, dancing, socializing, and discussing everything from business ventures to weekend plans without hesitation. Street performers often take over entire sidewalks, where young women sing while guitars strum and crowds cheer under shimmering lights. It's a scene that rivals nightlife hotspots like Madrid or Paris, yet with its own unique cultural soul. And if you stroll through Amir Timur Square or the old town near Chorsu Bazaar after midnight, you'll still find food stalls grilling kebabs and the sound of laughter echoing beneath the stars. Tashkent by night isn't just vibrant, it's unforgettable, redefining what it means to experience Central Asia. Number 9, the gold smile craze. In Uzbekistan, gold isn't just stored in vaults or traded on global markets, it's proudly displayed in people's mouths. This golden obsession is no coincidence, considering the country is home to the Murntau gold mine, the second largest open-pit gold mine on Earth. But beyond its economic value, gold has taken on a cultural role unlike anywhere else. In many rural regions, particularly among older Uzbek women, gold teeth are worn as a symbol of wealth and pride. It's not unusual to see entire rows of shimmering gold when someone smiles or laughs. What might seem shocking to outsiders is considered both beautiful and prestigious here. In fact, the more gold teeth someone has, the more prosperous they're perceived to be. Much like designer fashion or luxury cars in Western societies, local dental clinics have capitalized on this tradition, offering everything from gold crowns and grills to artistic engravings on molars. For many, these sparkling smiles aren't just for show. They're also viewed as portable savings accounts, with the potential to be sold in times of financial need. Number 8. Uzbeks are obsessed with Chevrolet. Travel through Uzbekistan's bustling cities or quiet villages, and you'll notice a remarkable trend. Chevrolet rules the roads. By 2019, Chevrolet claimed a staggering 94% of the national market for cars and light trucks, leaving just 4% and 2% for all other brands combined. This dominance didn't happen overnight. Since 2008, General Motors joined forces with the Uzbek government to build a massive assembly plant in Osaka, capable of producing over 250,000 vehicles each year. This made Chevrolet not just a brand, but the country's automotive backbone. Local production drastically lowers prices, allowing Uzbeks to own cars ranging from $7,000 to $14,000, far more accessible than imported models from Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen, which can cost up to 1.5 or even 2 times more. In a country where the average annual income is less than $2,500, affordability matters. And while Japanese cars are admired for their reliability and German ones for their luxury, Chevrolet strike the perfect balance between price and practicality. Over time, the brand has evolved from a foreign name to a symbol of national identity on 4 wheels, proving that in Uzbekistan, practicality drives passion. Number 7. The ancient ritual of steam baths. In the middle of Uzbekistan's sun-scorched deserts, where summer temperatures can easily climb above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, there exists a centuries-old tradition that continues to thrive, the hammam, or steam bath. But don't mistake this for a simple cleansing routine. These aren't quiet wellness retreats. They're cultural sanctuaries where generations have gathered not just to bathe, but to connect. Dating back over 600 years, some hammams in cities like Bukhara and Samarkand feature ancient stone domes, sunbeams streaming through small ceiling holes, and steam infused with herbs from the mountains. Unlike the serene silence of Japanese onsens, Uzbek steam baths pulse with conversation and laughter. They're alive with life, places where men debate politics, share family news, and discuss harvests, while women trade recipes, giggle over wedding plans, and select fabric for celebrations. In some rural areas, it's customary for brides to visit the hammam with their mothers before the wedding, symbolically washing away past misfortunes before stepping into a new life. Number 6, a culture brewed in tea. Tea in Uzbekistan isn't just a beverage. It's a ritual that punctuates every chapter of daily life. From dawn to dusk, tea is served at the beginning and end of meals, during friendly visits, or while resting beneath the shade of an apricot tree. It's not uncommon for locals to drink between 5 and 7 cups a day, not out of thirst, but out of custom, connection, and comfort. What surprises many outsiders is the way tea is served. Just a small pour in the bottom of your cup, but this isn't about frugality. It's an invitation, a signal. If the guest asks for more, it means they're relaxed, enjoying the conversation, and want to stay. An overflowing cup, however, might politely suggest it's time to go. Across the country, regional preferences vary. In the green valleys of Fergana, you'll find gentle green teas infused with mint. But in the arid steppes near Khwarezm, locals prefer bold black teas, sipped slowly alongside sweet jam or dry bread. Offering the wrong kind of tea in some places is no small misstep. It's as jarring as offering warm soda to an American or cold beer to a German. Number 5. People still live in yurts and earthquake-resistant homes. Uzbekistan defies modern assumptions about housing with a fascinating blend of the ancient and the practical. In the rural steppes, you'll still find families living in traditional white felt yurts, portable, circular tents that have sheltered generations of nomadic ancestors from Uzbek, Turkmen, Kazakh, and Kyrgyz heritage. These aren't relics of the past. They're actively used as summer homes, offering natural insulation and a deep connection to cultural identity. In many backyards, yurts double as cozy tea lounges or casual gathering spaces where elders nap, kids play, and guests are served hot samsa with sweet tea. Meanwhile, in cities like Tashkent or Samarkand, architecture takes a different turn but still avoids the global race for height. Because Uzbekistan lies in an earthquake-prone zone, most buildings are purposefully capped at 4 or 5 stories, built to endure seismic activity. The result is a skyline that feels open, sunlit, and human scale, not overwhelmed by steel giants. And for those who think fairy tale mansions are reserved for Europe, Uzbekistan's wealthier districts showcase opulent homes with ornate marble facades, gold-plated gates, lush gardens, dome roofs, and grand water fountains. These Central Asian palaces combine ancient legends with modern luxury in a way that reflects both pride and prosperity. Uzbekistan's approach to living reminds us that safety, identity, and cultural continuity are just as essential as innovation. Number 4. Massive wedding pots and goodbye dances you'll never forget. While many Western weddings revolve around private venues and outsourced planning, Uzbekistan brings the entire community to the table, literally. At the heart of every traditional wedding is the making of plov, a cherished rice dish in what can only be described as a communal celebration. The preparation begins just after sunrise, usually at the groom's family home, where as many as 30 men, relatives, neighbors, and lifelong friends gather to cook together. The centerpiece, a colossal plov cauldron nearly 5 feet wide, steaming with fragrant rice, golden carrots, and spice meat. Some chop vegetables, others fan the fire, and many simply come to stir and share laughter over hot green tea. The atmosphere is electric, with folk songs playing and children darting between tables. The tradition isn't just culinary, it's emotional. It's rooted in the belief that joy multiplies when shared. And right before the bride leaves her home, another moving ritual takes place. The Kuyov Salam, a farewell dance filled with tears, symbolic gestures, and blessings. Ask a local why they don't just hire a caterer or book a fancy ballroom, and you'll likely hear this. Because you can hire a chef, but you can't hire memories. Number 3. Festivals that turn the desert into a stage. Despite being wrapped in dry desert terrain, Uzbekistan pulses with life through year-round festivals that turn the country into a cultural playground. One of the most iconic is Navruz, celebrated on March 21st, the Persian New Year and the first day of spring. Cities and villages burst into celebration with traditional folk dances, massive communal meals of plov and sumalak, a sweet wheat porridge symbolizing purification, stirred continuously for 24 hours by groups of women in a ritual of renewal. In May, Bukhara transforms during the Silk and Spices Festival into a living museum of the 10th century Silk Road, where merchants in colorful attire trade silks, pottery, spices, and musical instruments in open-air bazaars. Summer brings Melon Day in the Karakalpakstan region, a quirky celebration where people show off melons the size of footballs. So sweet and fragrant, they're said to be unforgettable. As leaves fall, the Samarkand Cultural Festival gathers artists from over 50 countries at Registan Square, one of Central Asia's architectural gems, for a celebration of music, dance, and textile-inspired fashion. Finally, every October, the Tashkent International Film Festival showcases global cinema in retro Soviet-era theaters, giving moviegoers a nostalgic yet world-class experience. These events show that Uzbekistan isn't just surviving in the desert, it's thriving with celebration, culture, and heritage. Number 2, a culinary wonderland for adventurous foodies. If you think rice is boring, Uzbekistan will prove you wrong. Its signature dish, plov, a rich pilaf made with rice, lamb, carrots, onions, and garlic, is at the heart of its culinary identity. But this is no ordinary dish. With over 60 regional variations, Plov can feature anything from chickpeas and raisins to quail eggs. In Tashkent, enormous plov pots are used at weddings, serving over 1,000 people at once. In fact, Uzbekistan set a Guinness World Record for cooking a nearly 7-ton plov using a crane. But food here is more than just impressive scale. It's deeply spiritual. Bread or naan is considered sacred. It must never be placed upside down or directly on the ground, as this is seen as disrespectful to divine blessings. Each region has its own bread style, some shaped like suns, others etched with ornate patterns using wooden molds that turn bread into edible art. And for those willing to explore bold flavors, kumaz, fermented mare's milk, is a traditional lightly alcoholic drink that's sour, creamy, and surprisingly strong. It's the kind of taste that shocks and delights Western palates. Uzbekistan proves that food isn't just nourishment here, it's a sacred, communal experience that carries generations of tradition. Number 1. One of the most affordable countries to live in. When it comes to the cost of living, Uzbekistan is a dream for budget-conscious travelers, retirees, or digital nomads. A full day's worth of meals, coffee, transportation, and even rent can cost less than a single dinner out in New York. A hearty local meal, just $3 to $5, a cappuccino, only $1.50, a fraction of the $5 price tag you'd pay in a US cafe. For those staying long-term, the numbers get even more impressive. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Tashkent ranges from $250 to $400, while outside the city center, it drops to $150 to $250. Utilities for a mid-size apartment, water, electricity, internet, and gas are only $40 to $60 per month. High-speed internet, just $10 to $15 monthly. Getting around is equally affordable. Metro and bus rides cost 15 to 20 cents, and taxi rides around the city typically range from $2 to $4. Even fuel prices stay low at about $2 per gallon, nearly half of what Americans pay. Altogether, a comfortable lifestyle in Tashkent can cost just $500 to $700 per month. This makes Uzbekistan not only a travel destination, but a serious option for those looking to stretch their dollars without sacrificing quality of life. Before you go, we've just uncovered some of the most unexpected and fascinating facts about Uzbekistan, its vibrant culture, rich culinary traditions, and shockingly low cost of living. If this place surprised you even a little, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment with your favorite fact, or even I want if you want info about visas and how to move here. And subscribe for more documentaries that take you off the beaten path. Uzbekistan may be the country you knew nothing about, but now you'll never forget it.